G'day folks, today I'm going to show you how to create that miniature tilt shift look using an iPad Pro and LumaFusion. Now if you don't use LumaFusion, you can follow along to this tutorial as it will work with most editing applications. And you don't have to be using an iPad Pro, you can be doing this on an iPhone or just a regular iPad as well. So let's just jump right in and take a closer look. So as stated, we're going to create that miniature tilt shift look today with our drone videos. And drone videos are actually a really good way to create them because to get a nice tilt shift look, miniature look, you want a kind of a downward vantage point. So in this tutorial here, I'm going to be using this clip here. You can see we're in the country, there's a little house there. And that's what we're going to make look miniaturized. And you can achieve this look both whether your drone is stationary or if the drone is moving. For example, if you have the drone stationary up in the sky and you're filming down on an intersection and cars are moving around, that's the easiest way to do it because you don't have to add any keyframes. In this example here, the drone is flying and the subject that we're going to be miniaturizing is moving, so we do have to add some keyframes to keep that effect moving along with the house. So I'll explain both ways as we go along here. So the first thing you're going to do is launch LumaFusion, and then we're going to go in and create a new project. You can set your attributes to whatever you like. For my project, I have the frame rate at 30, and I'm doing a 16:9 landscape, and we'll create the project. So for the next step here, we have to pick the clip that we want to use. Like I said, this is the one I'm going to be using, this little country scene. Now for me, I'm not going to drag the whole clip in. I'm just going to drag in the section that I want to use. And I want it to start maybe around there. And I want it to end maybe around there. So once you have your clip selected and the section you want to use, we'll just drag it down into our timeline. So you can see there it is there. Now to prep this video, there's a couple things we have to do here. The first thing is we're going to do some editing to the saturation and the color. To really get that nice tilt shift look, you really want to up the saturation way beyond what you normally would do. So if I click on original here, you can see it gives us all the different sliders to adjust the different parameters. Now normally you wouldn't want your drone shot oversaturated because it just looks unnatural, but unnatural is kind of what you want. You want the colors to really pop. So what we're going to do is we're going to bump the saturation up. And I'm also going to bump up the vibrancy. You can play around with your brightness as well. Now it might be kind of hard to tell on the screen there, but it's actually very oversaturated. You don't want too much, but you just want it to look really beyond what you would normally set it at. So now the next step is we need to add some blurring. That's one of the key elements to creating a tilt shift look, is that you want the background blurred and you want the foreground blurred. There are some limitations in LumaFusion where we cannot mask just the section that we want blurred or where we want clarity. So what we have to do is blur this whole clip. So we're going to go over to that drop tool there. And you can see here we have different blur levels. We have 5, 10, 20, and so on. I'm going to select 5. You can see here it's now blurred the photo. We can adjust the blur down here further. We can make it a lot more blurry or a little bit less. You don't want to blur the background too much because you kind of want to see what's in the background. If you blur it too much, it kind of takes away from the effect. I would say anywhere between 4 up to 8 is a good amount to use. For this one, I'm actually going to put it at 6. And the thing is, we can always come back and adjust it later. If we find it doesn't look right, we can come back in and adjust the blur later on. So we have everything done that we need to for the clip right now. So we're going to go back to our timeline. Now what we need to do is duplicate this clip. So we can clone it by clicking that button there. You can see the plus button made an exact copy of it. I'm just going to shrink this down just so it's easier to work with. We want to take that clip that we just cloned and we want to drag it over top of the other clip. Just like that. So once we've got our clip stacked, the clip that's always going to show through, it's always going to be on top, is this top clip here. So any changes we make to it is what's going to be visible in the preview window here. So let's double tap that top clip to bring up the editing features. So we have it open here now, and at this point there's a couple things we're going to want to do. The first is we want to delete that blurring effect. So we're going to click on there and delete it. So you can see here it's now clear. The clip underneath of it is still going to remain blurry. But the top clip, the one that we're editing, is now going to have the blur removed. Once we have our blurring removed, we're going to go over to the frame and fit tool. And we're now going to crop the video, and we're just going to leave in what we want to be in focus. So we have to make sure we select cropping. Now there's 2 different ways we can crop the image. We can select the sliders over here at the side. You can see we have left, top, right, and bottom. Or we can drag the handles. Just to get started, I'm going to start with the sliders. And I'm just going to bring the sides in just a little bit for now, and we'll adjust it as we go to see what looks good. Now the big thing is what we want to do is bring the top down just above to where the house is, and then we're going to bring the bottom in. And like I said, you can adjust using the handles. The only problem is you don't want to grab onto the image and move it, because then things aren't going to be lined up anymore. So sometimes it's best just to use the sliders over on the right hand side there. So you can see we have the background blurred and the house there in the middle is now in focus. But I think I want to bring this side over just a little bit more, just to, we don't want everything in focus. I just want that little area. So we'll maybe do that there to start, and again we can always come back in and adjust it after. Now it's hard to tell because we have this box here, but where it goes from in focus to out of focus is a hard line. So we want it to gradually go from in focus to blur. So we have two tools here at the bottom we can use. We have edge softness and corner radius. Edge softness you don't want to do too much because you'll end up making that little section all blurry. So just adjust it till you think it looks good. You still want the house in focus, and you just wanted a soft gradual to non-focus. And then we can adjust the corner radius just until you think it looks good. So I'm pretty happy with that so far. So let's go back to our preview, and we'll bring it full screen there, and we'll take a look to see what it looks like. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Now this is just a preview, so it'll look better in the final render. But I'm going to play it again here, and you're going to notice a problem. You can see as the drone's moving, what we wanted in focus is shifting. You know, this up here is now in focus, but the house is no longer in focus. And we don't want that. We want that house to remain in focus as the drone is flying. So what we're going to have to do is add some keyframes to move that focus box that we made down as the drone is flying. It's actually pretty simple to do. We'll get out of the preview, and we're going to double tap the top clip again. That's the one where we set our focus parameters, and we'll go back to the beginning of the clip. So this is important. Make sure you're at the beginning of the clip here, because we're going to add a keyframe. Now, like I said at the beginning of this video, if your drone is stationary and you're just filming an intersection, say, of some cars moving around, you won't have to do this step here. You can just go ahead now and export, and your video will be done. But in this clip here, because the drone is moving, we are going to have to adjust that focus box. We're going to add some keyframes to have it move as the drone is flying. So again, let's go back to our cropping. And as you can see, there's our crop box with everything in focus in the middle. What we're going to do is, again, make sure we're at the very first frame, and we're going to create a keyframe there. So now all we have to do is just scrub along, and when we see that house kind of going out of the box, what we're going to do is just adjust the cropping. We're going to pull that down, and then we'll maybe pull the top down. I might even bring that one in a little bit like that. And you can see as we did that, it created a new keyframe for us there. So we can continue along. Maybe go to here, and you can see we're now out of the box again, so we'll pull that down, pull the top down. You can see there it's made us another keyframe, and we just continue, keep making sure that it is in the box there, and you can adjust the sides as you see fit. And we'll go to the last frame here, and we'll pull it down just like that. So now all those points are in memory. So you can see here, as I'm dragging along the timeline, that box is moving. So let's go back to our preview. We'll double tap it to make it full screen, and let's watch and see what we have now. So yeah, that looks really good. Now just a couple things to keep in mind here. If you go in and you decide you want to change the saturation, you want to change the speed, make sure you delete that top video first, make your changes, and then reduplicate the clip. If you change the speed or the saturation of that bottom clip, it's not going to match up with that top clip, and it's going to look funny. So at this point, you can just go ahead and play around, try different things, try different cropping levels, different blur levels, and see what you like best. You've probably got a ton of clips already in your archive that will work in this situation, so just go through them and find things that you think would look good for a tilt shift look, and just get creative. So yeah, folks, that's my video on how to create tilt shift videos with an iPad Pro and LumaFusion. In my next upload, I'm going to show you how to create that same effect using your drone photos and using free apps. Well, folks, that's basically it for my video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.